Everyone,
Figure 4 Radio. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Figure 4 Radio.
hello everyone, welcome to Figure 4 Radio. I'm the Mastermind Ollie Spring, and guess who's back? It's Luke-O-Mac.
Hello.
How are you feeling? How's the throat?
Not too bad. It's been a few weeks.
The good thing is husky voices are great for podcasts.
I know, right?
Yeah, the ladies will be queuing up after this.
Yeah, no, it's been a few weeks. I had chest infection, so you've been doing all the hard graft.
It's,
And I've been
well,
laying with my feet up.
hey, I'm used to being with Kai, so that's there's no change there. So a long time ago, we did a podcast on ECW and on hardcore wrestling, and we said we were going to jump through and watch all of the ECW pay-per-views.
That's right.
So that's what we're going to start by doing today. If you go onto the WWE Network, we're not sponsored by them, but we probably should be. Vince, just send us money.
Yeah, why not?
Will do. And I was pleasantly surprised to find the three ones that have... Right, basically, Barely Legal was the first ever ECW pay-per-view, as in
except it never made it to pay-per-view, did it?
No, it did. It almost didn't, I think.
What were the ones that you said were supercards?
Well, this is what we're looking at today. So
see.
basically, Barely Legal was the first proper pay-per-view,
right?
But for some reason, the network has three other cards that happened before Barely Legal on the network. So these are basically the things they were taped and they were probably released on DVD or VHS.
VHS, people don't know what that is nowadays.
That's true. No, this is back. I mean, the first one watching today is from 1995, so that was definitely VHS.
Yeah.
So I think. I get the feeling there'll be a solid reason as to why each three of these cards will be on the network.
Yeah,
so I think we're calling them super cards because
they weren't pay-per-views.
That's it.
Yeah,
so it's
fair
like the big pay-per-view style shows that weren't actually on pay-per-view. We're starting today with Hardcore Heaven 1995, very first ECW pay-per-view on the network.
Yeah, by 3 days, because there's two.
There's two
there?
of them,
One
yeah.
that's from the 4th of July and one from the 1st.
I think that's a duplicate. So yeah, basically, I think I know why this card is on the network. In my time, I've done research on various matches and like some of the bloodiest matches, some hardcore matches. I think the main reason this super card is on the network is for the Taipei death match between the Rottens.
Yeah.
Do you want to know anything about it, or
no? Let's go in blind with this one. Let's go in blind.
Cool.
We'll get reactions to it that way.
Reading the bio, there's a lot of names on the card that we recognise. Obviously, I think Cactus Jack's named on there.
Tommy Dreamer as well.
Tommy Dreamer. So I think there's going to be a lot here, but we're going to give it a start. This will be the first ECW pay-per-view we'll have watched, and then maybe next week we'll get to another one.
I think it's probably the first ECW pay-per-view I have ever watched. I don't think I've ever watched one before.
All I've ever done with ECW is watch like the GIFs and the YouTube clips of crazy moments and stuff like that. I've never really watched a full ECW show, so this is going to be interesting. So we're going to press play on Hardcore Heaven 1995, and we're going to give some feedback at the end of each match and the end of the show, and kind of see what we think of it, basically.
Yeah.
Let's give it a go. Okay, so match one, Little Snot Dudley and Dudley squared.
Dudley.
Apparently this is...
Along with Big Dick Dudley.
Oh yeah, don't forget Big Dick. Big Dick.
Never forget a Big Dick.
Apparently this was the debut of the Dudley idea.
Yes.
Or like the brainchild from Paul Heyman that was the Dudleys. We all know where that went ultimately. So apparently the Pitbulls were part of Raven's stable, or something.
Yeah, it seemed that way. They came out together.
That's it.
But
I mean, the Pitbulls look quite good in the ring.
Quite menacing, you know.
Yeah, it's not. Dudley didn't look anything special, but like I said, I think you said the crowd were more distracted by stuff happening outside the ring.
Yeah, so there's a bit where obviously Stephen Richards has come down with them, and obviously was kissing a plant in the crowd.
Yeah.
Raven came over. No, it wasn't Raven. Bueller came over, started a fight, and Raven dragged both of them off by the hair.
So I think this is more about Raven and Stevie Richards outside the ring. I don't know why I don't get the logic behind that, but the crowd seemed to dig it. I mean, it wasn't terrible.
No, it was alright. I think, we all know what ECW is about, so you can't really go into these things with the expectation of, oh my god, it's going to be like WrestleMania, because that's not what it's going to be at all.
But the crowd are hot as fuck for this. They are completely going nuts for every little thing they can.
Yeah.
I was quite impressed by the Pitbulls though. They look like they're quite intimidating guys. I think a lot of ECW's roster was built around people that were genuinely intimidating, that would probably easily beat anybody up in a bar fight.
Oh, completely. You just saw a small promo there from them, and big, screamy, shouty, angry guys. And,
yeah, I would.
they play it well, to be fair.
The only other thing I noticed as well is Joey Styles is a one-man commentary team.
Yes, he is. Kudos to that man.
We've tried commentary. I can't stand one-man commentary teams, to be honest. But it might grow on us. We're going to get into the second match of Hardcore Heaven 95.
Yep.
And we'll get back to you in a minute and let you know what we thought of that. Okay, so the second match wasn't really a match. It was
4 jobbers.
4 jobbers that then got destroyed by a guy called 911.
Who came out with
a very thin-looking Paul Heyman.
Yeah. No promo or anything cut. Literally just came down to the ring after about a minute of the match.
But what about that? There was a botch in like the first minute where he took a back body drop and landed on his face.
Yeah,
that was quite fun.
Didn't flip himself over in time. But
not a lot to talk about with that one, really.
No, not really.
Standard.
This looks like it's going to be a standard big guy match, but we'll get into that one.
Yeah, third match lining up. We'll check who this goes. It's really weird. No one's getting really introduced in these matches, so we're having to figure it out as we go along. Yeah, but that guy is fucking massive.
Yeah, he makes the Big Show look like pissing Crash Holly. Not Crash Holly. What's his name? Spike Dudley.
Spike,
That's what
there you go. But maybe combined. Who knows?
Maybe. Yeah.
This guy looks like he's eaten Spike Dudley and Crash Holly as part of some sort of wrestling buffet.
Well, that would explain his weight, because Crash Holly was over 400 pounds allegedly.
But yeah, let's get stuck into this third match and hope that it lasts longer than the second. What the fuck was that?
So that was probably the screwiest finish I think you could ever imagine.
So, right, that match moved at the treacle pace.
It was horrible.
It was like so running through quicksand.
Up until the very end, the highlight of it was the crowd members that had a roll of toilet roll.
Yep.
And were wiping their ass with it and handing it to...
Because he was shit.
Yeah.
So, was it Big Mally, I think, lost? Yeah. Despite not having any offense thrown at him whatsoever.
Yep.
The Hack Myers won because the big fat guy missed an elbow drop and he just happened to roll on top of him as he missed the elbow. And he was so fat,
he couldn't get up in time. He couldn't
kick out of hitting his own move. So the first 5 minutes was basically just them all, him just swearing at the crowd and the crowd swearing back.
Yeah.
That was poor.
Yeah.
But I think things could look up, because I think this looks like Taz. And that looks like Too Cold Scorpio.
Yeah. So it looks like we could have some technical wrestling.
This could be an interesting one.
Interesting match.
This could be a fun one. Too Cold Scorpio obviously went on to be Flash Funk in the WWF.
Yeah, that's right.
Taz went on to become Taz in the WWF
and TNA.
So
you kept that for a while.
The guy in black and orange versus a guy in black and orange.
Yeah,
I'm going for the black guy in black and orange.
I think that might work.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This could be fun. Everyone looks. This is one thing I'm noticing. Everybody looks so fucking young.
Yeah,
Taz looks young and thin. Paul Heyman looks young and thin.
Yeah.
Everyone looks so young.
Well, you've got to think this was, 21 years ago?
That's true. Well, Big Mally didn't look young. He looked old and fat.
Yeah.
That's all he looked like, was old and fat. But yes, this is match 4. We're now on to Taz and Too Cold Scorpio. This could be quite good.
Yeah.
So, match number 4.
4, yep.
4, Taz and Too Cold Scorpio. Interesting one.
Technically... very good match, actually.
Yeah.
Really good. Some nice suplexes, well. Some nice high flying stuff in there as well.
That like moonsault into the leg drop from Too Cold Scorpio.
I think he calls it like the tumbleweed or something. That was really good.
But then Taz, like I say, Taz no sold it, popped straight back up fuck you, that's it.
Not only did Taz no sell that, he no sold the tombstone beforehand.
That's true. But
then obviously the controversy of Paulie getting involved and
so Bill Alfonso was the ref that everyone hated. Yeah. He came out and declared the match continue because
legitimately Scorpio had his foot on the rope.
Foot was way over the ropes.
Yep.
Alfonso said restart the match. Heyman wanted to fight him.
Yeah, and then Scorpio came from behind Taz, hit him with a chair. And then Alfonso pushed
punched,
Paulie.
Yeah, just gave him a forearm.
Yeah.
And Too Cold Scorpio for the win. Not a bad match. Very entertaining. a little bit overbooked.
Best match so far, but
oh yeah, by far. So yeah, not bad actually. That was what we should expect, I think, from those two.
Yeah, we're getting into the fifth one now, and it seems a little bit.
Well,
who's that?
That is the franchise Shane Douglas.
He's
actually going to be appearing in the Hope Wrestling Ring sometime soon. Unfortunately, I can't be there, which is a pain in the arse. But yeah, that is a franchise Shane Douglas, famous for taking the NWA Championship, spitting on it, throwing it to the ground, and declaring himself the ECW champion.
Indeed.
So I'm not sure if this is going to evolve into a match or not. It may not. It probably won't.
No.
But we'll get back in a minute and see what happens. Okay, so we thought there might have been a match for Shane Douglas. Instead, he talked for probably longer than 3 matches put together.
Yeah, I think looking at the clock, okay, we had a bit of a technical hiccup in it for a few minutes, but it must have been a good 15 minutes.
He was chatting.
It was bullshit.
Just talking for talking's sake.
Yeah, it was.
Announcing he was leaving for the WWF, which is fine, but he could have done that in 3 seconds. He chatted for 15 minutes, and there was some stuff with Nancy Benoit and Cactus Jack and the Sandman, setting up a match for later on, I do believe. But it was
a bit of a non-15 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, we could have fast-forwarded that.
Yeah, essentially toilet break time.
Yeah,
but hey.
Because they don't have any women's matches on the card.
Oh, that's me.
This is 95.
Yeah, fair
Bailey
enough.
and Charlotte weren't born yet. So we've got some tag team matches. Dancing Stevie Richards and Raven. 2 guys I quite like. And
they had fairly good careers.
Yeah, I'd say
especially
so.
after this.
And they are up against, Tommy Dreamer and Luna Vachon.
Yep.
This could be an interesting one.
Yeah, mixed tag, which obviously you don't see a lot of nowadays. You don't see man on woman anyway.
True.
Well
not
depends what website you go to, I guess.
It depends what website you look at. But yeah, Tommy Dreamer and Luna Vachon could be an interesting matchup. I don't know why they're a tag team. But yeah, we'll get into that, and then we'll see how that transpires. Yeah. So Tommy Dreamer, Luna Vachon versus Stevie Richards, Raven. You said that was what you were expecting from ECW.
Yeah, it was a mess from start to finish.
It was chaos.
Yeah. That is the type of match I was expecting from the get-go.
But more like organised chaos, I think. So there was lots of fighting outside the ring.
There were
no
spots
real legal tags or anything like that.
Yeah, there were spots they knew they were going to do. So it was, not as chaotic as it could have been.
Yeah.
But that was the type of match I expected.
But still, it wasn't bad. I mean, all 4 of those have been through the WWE or F, had impressive runs, I think, or been used quite a bit.
Fairly successful.
Yeah, not a bad match.
Yeah, exactly.
It kind of broke down a little bit in the end. Another kind of cheap finish, I guess, for the heels.
Yeah, I guess so, but it's heel heat, isn't it?
Powder to the eyes, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Have we seen many clean finishes so far? I can't even think back now. There's been lots of interferences.
What was the first finish? That was a clean finish.
The tag match.
Yeah, that was a clean finish, I think. With Dudley.
Oh yeah.
That was a clean finish.
Kind of,
but then we had
Then
we had interrupted finish.
Yeah. Then we had
foot on rope finish. With chairs.
But that was weapon shot finish. And then we had.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Lots of interference. Still not awful yet. This isn't unentertaining in the slightest.
No, it's as far as.
I like the fact that it's low budget and everyone's really kind of trying to win over the crowd. I like the fact
the crowd are really into it.
Yeah. Oh, they are nuts for it. Yeah.
Completely into this.
So yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think if you were in there in the arena, it'd be hard not to get carried away by it all.
Completely.
Yeah, but I get the feeling I'll probably get beaten up by someone in the crowd.
Yeah, probably. So we've got Alfonso in the ring for the next match, and we'll get back to it after then, I guess. We'll find out what goes on. Right, okay.
Yeah, so that was the Taipei deathmatch. I think that's the reason why this card is on the network.
I can see why. I think as a deathmatch goes, very, very short. And
look at oh my god.
Really.
Jesus Christ.
I said to you during this that if this was a film, I'd feel more comfortable watching it because you know that these are real people. And,
Yeah.
and it's
just like he's got 2 massive gashes on his arm.
yeah.
I think is that Ian Rotten maybe, and he looks like that was fucking dangerous. So yeah, that was a Type A deathmatch. I think that's the reason why this was this is on the network.
Yeah, I get it. It was just
any psychology there, really.
Apart from there was a bit of a backstory, wasn't it? That Axel turned on him or something, or
one of them turned
on the other one.
But like in the match, it was just I'll cut you open,
you cut me open,
then you rest on the ropes, and then you cut me open, and like there was very little happening really.
The finish was a backdrop into some
thumbtacks that he kind of missed.
Yeah, and then a body splash, wasn't it, on top, and that was it.
That was as much wrestling as well. It was a spectacle for sure.
Yeah, it was. I think one of the funniest things was a nice bleed here sign.
Yeah, bleed here,
which was quite nice.
Yeah. So that was the match. There was a lot of blood in that.
Yeah,
a lot of blood.
They've all got clean aid certificates.
Yeah, let's hope so. I've had. I'm pretty sure one of them is dead. I don't know which one, but yeah, they're both from Newcastle, England.
Oh, nice. So
representing the.
We've got Newcastle Brown Ale, Botchamania, and
the Rotten Brothers.
Brothers. Yeah.
Well done, Johnnies. Yeah. How we, man? How we? We've got a bit of a brawl happening right now, which is a carryover, I'm guessing, from
the tag match earlier.
Both the tag matches, because there's a Pitbulls, there's Tommy Dreamer, there's Luna Vachon, there's Raven, and there's Stevie Richards.
I think Raven, Richards, and the Pitbulls are just beating the hell out of Luna and Tommy.
For shits and giggles.
That's all that's really happened. Though Richards seems to be telling them to do something.
He wants them to beat the crap out of Luna. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
You know.
Maybe he doesn't like fake tits.
Raven's got a chair, so I can see a chair shot coming from somewhere.
Let's see. Or maybe the Pitbulls are going to get turned on. There we go.
Raven and Richards turning on the Pitbulls.
A little bit of drama. Not really wrestling as such. I mean, these guys, this is now the 3rd time that this lot have all been out, really.
Yeah.
They're still going. The fans seem to be enjoying it, though. That's the main thing, I guess. So we might get some more matches.
Maybe.
We've got a few more lined up, I think.
I'm sure we will.
Let's see what happens next.
So, we've just seen the match, which essentially should have been the main event because it was for the ECW Heavyweight Championship
title, yeah.
But for some reason went on penultimately.
Well, I think the tag title match was more prolific at the time. The tag title feud. But yeah, Sandman, Cactus Jack.
In it was okay, I guess.
Sandman, that's it. Right, Sandman did a couple of really good things, and a couple of other things look like shit.
Yeah, so he did a really nice
running leap over the top rope to hit him with a kendo stick.
Yeah,
so kind of treated the top rope like a hurdle in the Olympics. Cleared it, landed on his feet. Impressive.
Yeah, and then he did something really horrible where he jumped from the top rope, went for a splash, but landed on his feet and then just dropped forward.
Yeah, it was really, really awkward. Yeah, but it was an alright match. Again, Cactus Jack sold for a lot of it, though.
Yeah, I think because he came out with the barbed wire wrapped around his hand, he kind of had to.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's what we expect from Foley. He's always going to just sell.
Put his opponent over for him.
Yeah.
I mean, it was alright. The wrestling wasn't very... It wasn't even that extreme either, was it? There was a ref bump for some reason.
Yeah, I think that's just so the franchise could just come in and get his moment.
True.
You know, he screwed up. You keep your enemies close and your friends close and your enemies closer. Even I screwed up, but yeah.
And then Shane Douglas made another appearance. I mean, we've noticed there's a lot of stalling in a lot of the matches. Okay, so Shane Douglas is fired and/or quit to go to WWF anyway. Yeah. I kind of don't care about Shane Douglas at this point. He's a bit of a pain in the ass.
No, exactly. But yeah, like he came out for the end of the Cactus Jack Sandman fight, hit both of them, and then gave Sandman the win by dumping him on Cactus, and it just seems like this whole pay-per-view was the Shane Douglas show.
Yeah, he tried to set up as much as he could.
Yeah.
But we've still got one match left. It's the Gangsters and the Public Enemy. From what I gather, it was quite a hot feud, and these are two teams that turn the violence up to 11.
Yeah,
New Jack, we know everything about.
Yeah, we saw him earlier spill out during
the Type A death match.
Yeah, the Type A death match.
So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting main event. I mean, I'm presuming, like you say, that there must be a reason why the tag team titles are going to last. So hopefully they've got something fun planned.
Yeah, well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Right, so
wrestling.
I've probably said this before that I'm not a huge fan of hardcore wrestling. As much as I was,
said that too.
As much as I was, I think this is just the epitome as to why. Don't throw your hands up, Ollie. No. I think this is just the epitome of why, because it was just violence for violence sake.
Yeah.
New Jack from like the first minute was bleeding.
Yeah.
Both of Public Enemy were split open within the first couple of minutes as well. It was just
not a lot of wrestling, just throwing people, hitting people in the head with objects.
Then there were little snippets of wrestling that were actually, you know,
moonsault
to a
table.
Yeah, off a top rope for a table, which was really good.
There was that balcony dive with like a swanton.
Yeah, you know, there's bits of it which were pretty good, but as a whole pay-per-view though,
glimpses.
There were like the standout for me. The standout match is obviously the Taz
Scorpio
match.
Yeah.
Because as far as technical wrestling goes, it was good.
Yeah,
you know,
it wasn't good workers.
That bad. But yeah, the rest of it is, if someone explained to you what ECW was, and then you went in to watch a match, they were just what you would expect.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But still, to be fair, still fairly entertaining. I think the crowd help a lot.
Oh
there
that's it.
Signs, they're right behind the wrestling.
They are hot for absolutely everything.
Yeah, and I think that kind of gets you slightly more engaged.
Yeah, definitely. Because at least someone's buying into it.
a solid 3 out of 10.
Yeah. Maybe a 4. Maybe a 4. But I'm hoping this is like a sign and we can kind of watch them grow and get better and better and better.
Yeah, well, this is obviously the first one of many.
Yeah,
that we're going to sit down and watch together.
I think this was before Paul Heyman really got his teeth into it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the next one we're watching is from '96. I think it is possibly Cyber something.
There's a couple on that.
There's a couple more coming before Barely Legal. Some big names coming. I think Rey Mysterio and Psychosis are in one of the matches on there. There's a lot that could be good. It was alright.
Like I said, a solid 3.5, 4 maybe out of 10.
Yeah,
you know, fairly early on. I think, you know, ECW must be better than this as a general. Yeah. Rule of thumb, so we'll see how it goes. I don't
think they could get much worse, really.
No, this is true.
But yeah, so I think next week we'll watch the next one on the network, and we'll kind of make our way through and do our ECW compendium. I think the ring's now starting to fill up. Could this be the one where the crowd all jump in the ring and the ring collapses? Who knows?
Well, they're still inviting people in.
That's true. That's true. So this could be the one where the ring famously collapses with the crowd in the ring. Actually, I'm kind of hoping it does. We might stick around for a few more minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to break because there are a lot of people in that ring,
and there's a lot of big people in that ring.
Yeah, and
is it going to collapse? Is it going to collapse? So while we're waiting for this ring to collapse, you can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Podomatic, SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio app, and I think Mixcloud or something.
Mixcloud is the new one.
We'll hear about that in a few weeks' time, I'm sure. Head to our website. It's figure4radio.weebly.com. I've got a blog. Do you read the blogs?
I do. Right? I read your blogs. Why would I not?
I do a prediction and then I do a review after the major pay-per-view shows. I got to the TNA one recently, which I was absolutely thrilled about. We are on Twitter. Well, you're on Twitter, Luke, for us.
I'm on Twitter myself, but yeah. We're on Twitter at Figure 4 Radio. We're also on Instagram.
There you go, Instagram.
And
I think that's all we've got at the moment.
It is for the moment.
I think so. Facebook.com/Figure4Radio, YouTube.com/F4TV as well. If you want to check out some old videos.
Yeah, exactly.
The ring is just about still standing. So we've been watching Hardcore Heaven 1995 from ECW. Let us know what you think of it. Have you watched it? Are you going to go and watch it? Let us know what you think. But we will see you next week, where we'll be watching more ECW here on Figure 4 Radio.
Figure 4 Radio.